Today we'll talk about how we can eat better to sleep better. Please welcome Melanie Ajanwachuku and Shannon Shannon.
Consistently getting a good night's sleep is always important for our best health. Research tells us that 75% of Americans have some sort of sleeping disorder, and about 33% have an actual documentation for insomnia. This is a big health issue, especially in this era now of the coronavirus, COVID-19. It's such a concern. Setting ourselves up and getting a good bedtime routine is so important. So turning out all the lights, turning off the electronics, getting rid of the blue light, being careful about minimizing our stresses before bed, and watching our consumption, not taking beverages and foods that stimulate us, is really important. Also, having a cool environment is smart. These habits are good for everyone. We do know that there are individualized sleep needs. In our adult life, we need at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Teens need more, on average 9 to 10 hours of sleep. So it's really important that we focus on our health and our well-being. And it's lovely to be here with you today, Shannon. I understand you have some questions about our sleeping, and I'm happy to answer them. I think our audience has questions, so for the health of it, let's get to it.
All right. So we had talked about, you and I, a little bit. I sleep pretty good, however, my family members, not so much, okay? So one of the big questions that I had was, how does food intake affect our sleeping, and how can we help by that to sleep better?
Absolutely. It's a noteworthy question. What we eat, the quality and the quantity of what we consume immediately before bed can support us going off into a lovely slumber or leading us into nightmares. Nutrients in foods help our movement, facilitate our movement, and preferably at bedtime help us relax and go into restfulness. Sugars and caffeine and other stimulants, certainly alcohol can make a big difference. So these are things that we want to minimize at nighttime. These agents work on our hormone system and can keep us stimulated for an extended period of time. Seasonings and spices, foods that are high in sugar, foods that are fried, can also give us challenges, as can dairy products, which can give us indigestion. That discomfort can certainly interfere with us falling off to sleep and sustaining a good sleep. So many challenges. We want to make sure that we make good nutrient choices so that we can get to sleep, stay asleep, and get into that quality sleep, the REM sleep, where we have repair.
So that big bowl of ice cream at night's probably not gonna.
No, at least do that 3 or 4 hours before you go to bed,
Right.
And then reduce the portion.
Right.
Okay.
So what are some of those pre-bedtime foods that would support, a better night's sleep?
Well, certainly picking up foods that have the nutrients that help us calm. Now, you mentioned the ice cream because of the sugar content is not such a good idea, but certainly dairy foods, which are rich in calcium, can be a very good choice. There are certainly plant foods that are high in calcium, so it's the individual nutrients that we really want to target. It's wise to pick foods that stabilize our blood sugar, so things that have protein and a little bit of complex carbohydrate are a great choice. Protein that's easily digested, so we don't want to have a great big steak before bed. Lots of colorful fruits and vegetables, which give us vitamins, and the antioxidants are very helpful. And our electrolytes too help us to calm down. We need those minerals to relax our muscles and put us into a calm state. Pre-bed snacks like nuts, even tuna and salmon and crackers can be a great choice. Kiwi is wonderful, as are tart cherries. Bananas, edamame, walnuts, all of the nuts are good. Walnuts have those good omegas that help us calm down and go into a good sleep. And even celery and nut butters, or a nice little bowl of cereal to substitute for your huge
bowl of ice cream.
bowl of ice cream. Yes,
it's not mine, okay?
Of course not. Of course not. For those other people that it's for. The fruits, pineapple, and certainly bananas and oranges are a good choice too.
So, in addition to the other two questions, I know there's probably some lifestyle changes that would assist us in a better night's sleep. So, what are some of those things that might help us?
Absolutely. So, lifestyle is always important for our best health. how we live our life during the daytime, and how we prepare for our bed, and our sleeping hours, our resting and recovery is very important. So consuming unprocessed whole foods all of the time is a good idea. The 90-10 rule: 90% of the time eat well, nourish well, drink the right beverages, and then 10% perhaps a little bit of deviance. Certainly we want to mediate our blood sugar levels, so eating a healthy snack before going to bed at night is certainly very important. Getting good hydration, getting our exercise earlier in the day. If we exercise at night, we want it to be soothing, relaxing, stretching kinds of exercise, not stimulating. Managing our stress, so not watching the news before going to bed at night is certainly very important. Avoiding alcohol, stimulating beverages, no cups of coffee in the evening. Maybe a calming cup of chamomile tea is okay. The quality and quantity of our sleep is very much going to affect our reaction time, our overall well-being, our hormonal balance, and our appetite management and our metabolism. So for the health of it, we want to routinely get a good quality of sleep, moving into our bedtime routine progressively and consistently every night can support that.
Right. Well, thank you. I picked up some things here. I'm sure everybody that's watching picked up some very good tips, and hopefully it'll help us all to sleep a little better.
I
So
hope
thank
so.
you.
Thank you for asking me.